Well, hi everyone, and welcome to Community Journal. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate you tuning in. We have an interesting show for you this week, and here we are almost into October. I can't believe it.
I can't either.
It certainly doesn't feel like it this morning.
No.
It's probably one of the most humid weeks that I have ever experienced. Even during the summer, it has not been this humid.
I know.
I think the dew point at one point was like 75 degrees, which is almost unheard of. That's like being down in Aruba. It was really crazy.
It's because of the hurricanes, right? Because of
Yeah,
Maria,
this was part of the reason for that was the hurricanes spinning off out to sea, but just spinning in all of these bands of moisture, and that is what caused a lot of it. And
Speaking of bands of moisture, this morning around 6-ish,
about 7 o'clock this
yeah.
morning, we had a deluge. Most of the Cape did not get it. Part of Harwich did not get it, but we got a third of an inch of rain in a half an hour,
Amazing.
which is a heck of a lot of water in a short amount of time.
Yes,
So
it was
you just
certainly
never know.
making a loud noise.
It was making a very loud noise, that's for sure. So as I said, we do have an interesting show, but we want to start off with a very important announcement. This Sunday, October 1st, the Cranberry Harvest Half Marathon is going to be taking place. And there are going to be some road closures that we think you should be aware of. And it's going to be taking place between around 11:15 to around 2 o'clock in the afternoon this Sunday, the 1st. Now, the road closures are as follows, just so that you'll be aware of it. Oak Street is going to be closed for a portion of the time. Pleasant Lake Avenue, Lothrop Avenue, part of that is going to be closed for part of the time. Lower County Road is going to be closed, a part of it. Queen Anne, Depot, Uncle Vini's, and Earl Road to Miles Street, that whole area. Not all of the time, all of those roads, but just be aware that there will be intermittent closures during the road race. There will be lots of police on duty to guide you around those. It won't be it won't be chaos. There'll be plenty of direction there, so it won't be a problem. But just so that you're aware of it, the Cranberry Harvest Half Marathon this Sunday, October 1st, from around 11:15 to around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So just be aware of that.
Yes, and we wish all of the runners good luck.
Yes, and I'm sure, and I think they're going to have some great weather.
Yes, I noticed that it's going to be a very nice day on Sunday.
And I think our director, Jamie, is going to be running.
Yes.
So, Jamie, good
Good
luck.
luck.
And we hope you do a good job. So I'm sure you will. Our first spot today, Ron has sat down with Michael at the Conservation Trust.
And
Ron to bring us up to date. So let's take a look and see what's going on.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Community Journal.
I thought it was a new person.
As always, we're happy to welcome Michael Locke, Executive Director of the Harwich Conservation Trust. How are you today, Michael?
Good, Ron. How are you? Nice to see you.
Good to see you always. Yeah. You have a lot on your plate today.
We do. Thanks to so many people volunteering their time and effort and also donations to make our many programs possible. Yes, we've got a lot to share today.
Good. So what's your first one?
Well, we've just earlier this month on a beautiful Saturday, September 9th, we celebrated the 5th annual Wildlands Music and Art Stroll. Right down there in Harwich Port off Bank Street at the Trust's largest protected landholding, the Robert F. Smith Coldbrook Preserve, named in honor of HCT's, one of HCT's founding trustees and its first president for the 27 years of the start of the organization,
No
27 years later, yes. So it's a great way to keep his spirit front and center in the work we continue to do around town, saving special places and taking care of them with some very innovative land stewardship initiatives. So the Wildlands Music and Art Stroll really made possible because of so many HCT volunteers dedicating their time and talent, as well as artists, including Chris Banks here and others you'll see, representing the Guild of Harwich Artists, donating their time and talent to paint in plein air or live, paint the landscape live. And folks get to stroll the trails, watching the artists paint the landscape, and also listen to live music. The photo you saw just a moment ago was Ben Andrade and Dylan Ruthier, a couple of our musicians that have been stellar repeats each of the 5 years we've held this event. And folks there, just you saw a moment ago, lined up to buy ice cream from the local Scoop, who also was there selling their treats. And here you have a picture of the Euclectics, wonderful group of musicians playing under the big tent, the tent donated by Barnstable County Sheriff's Office. So you had the Guild of Harwich Artists, you had many musicians. There's another one of our artists from the Guild of Harwich Artists, Elaine Ostrander. Just that these pieces were so beautiful, and folks that were strolling the trails watching this art unfold and listening to music were able to bid on these original pieces of art.
Really?
Yes, through a raffle. And then the names were drawn, and some lucky folks were able to actually acquire some of these original paintings.
That's great.
Really fun event,
Yeah.
wonderful blend of music, art, and nature, all in one wonderful afternoon.
You had a very good photographer too. Those pictures
Oh,
are great.
that's, that's,
I've
thank
seen
you for
those
mentioning
before.
that.
Yeah, they really are good.
Yes,
Good quality.
those particular photos were contributed by Kathleen Magnuson.
Okay.
She's one of our volunteer photographers.
Oh, good.
David Simmons also contributed photography. So we're lucky to have folks, keeping track of all
You always have
these
a lot of
events.
wildlands and
Yes,
and,
yes. It's such a scenic
waterways. It's
and
great.
picturesque
Yeah.
event.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yeah.
super.
Yeah, it
Nice
was
to
fun.
have people like that
Oh, for
aboard.
sure. Yes, yes.
So now you're going to talk about the Harwich Chatham newcomers?
Oh, yes, so great. Another great volunteer project. This one being completed by a group of gentlemen from the Harwich Chatham Newcomers. They're Woodworkers Club. They all have backgrounds in carpentry and woodworking skills. And so they come together and complete different projects for nonprofits throughout the community. Here they are at work, putting together for Harwich Conservation Trust a Trailhead Kiosk. So if you go to any of our conservation destinations or those trailheads on town conservation land, we've worked hard alongside the Town Conservation Commission to standardize the timber frame trailhead kiosk that greets you as you enter these trailheads. And inside that kiosk are maps as well as information about upcoming events and a variety of other interesting information, all displayed in this very welcoming and rustic looking trailhead kiosk. So the Woodworkers group from Harwich Chatham Newcomers is creating two of them for us. One is going to be situated at the newly preserved 17-acre Muddy Creek headwaters area off of Church Street in East Harwich. Another will be placed at a trailhead to be announced probably later in 2018. And so,
so you'll have one of these on every trail, at every trailhead?
and there are already this same design
Oh,
existing
okay,
at multiple
great.
trailheads.
Oh, great.
The original design created by Andrew
That's very
Call,
helpful.
an Eagle Scout, many moons ago,
Oh,
9 or
wow.
10 years ago. We've got about a dozen of these trailhead kiosks, and we'll be adding these two in the coming months and
That'll
probably
be
another
very
year
helpful
out.
to hikers.
It will be,
Absolutely.
yes.
Yeah, great.
So the Muddy Creek Headwaters site is perfectly situated for one of these trailhead kiosks. You probably see a photo in a second of the site, the way it looked before we restored it. And it's an aerial photo showing construction. Look at this. Look at this. Just have a look at this for a second. So this is the 17-acre Muddy Creek Headwaters area, the area of that 17 acres closest to Church Street. You see a white vehicle, a truck off to the upper right of your photo. That's Church Street. So as you move east or left in this photo, you'll see these buildings being taken down. Well, these were abandoned structures that were on the site, open to the weather for many, many years. They were uninhabitable by the time we acquired the property.
Yeah, you've had pictures of those on with us before.
Yes,
Those buildings.
but I'm going to show you this photo, and then we're going to show you an after photo once these buildings have been taken down. Look at this.
Oh, man.
This is the same site, okay, with the buildings, those uninhabitable structures removed. the site restored. This is after one growing season since April, now
Terrific.
going forward to September, where we're restoring the meadow grasses. We put up some split rail fence along the future parking lot edge. And the Trailhead Kiosks that you saw being assembled in a few frames ago will be situated along this split rail a little bit off to the left of this frame. So we're going to give the meadow grasses another year or so to really establish. And then we'll be probably opening this trail in late 2018, perhaps into 2019 for the public. So stay tuned. So it's a work in progress.
It's like a beautiful area.
Yes, and it's becoming more so every day. With
And the Muddy Creek is a great kayaking area too, isn't it?
It is. Folks can access that from the parking area and landing at Jackknife Cove
Yeah,
off
I have
28.
some friends who've been over there and they've really enjoyed it.
It is. It's a real wilderness
Really enjoyed
experience.
it. Yeah.
Yes, heading under that new bridge.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So that's been a great project to work alongside Harwich Chatham newcomers with.
Okay. And you have another woodlands project that you're
Oh yes,
working
a
on.
land preservation project.
Right.
So this is just an update for folks. Well, we're working on the 15-acre Cornelius Pond Woodlands project, which is an effort to preserve 15 acres. We need to raise the final $425,000. So the total project cost, just by way of background, is $850,000. We have an anonymous challenge gift of $425,000.
Wow.
So that means we have to earn the right to that challenge by raising $425,000 in matching funds. And we have until the end of 2018 to do so, but we don't want to wait that long.
No.
So we're continuing to receive donations to help us preserve these 15 acres, shown in this aerial photo provided by Zygote Digital Films, another
That's a
company
nice-
we've been working with.
That's a good photo.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you see a portion of the 15 acres here, along with its more than 1,000 feet of shoreline on Cornelius Pond. It's got a variety of habitats. There's a nice photo
nice,
of the
yeah.
shoreline from a
Beautiful.
different angle. It is amazing.
Yeah.
Almost the entire western shore of this pond could be preserved if we're fortunate enough to raise the
Very worthwhile.
$425,000. Yes. So you see some other photos. This is the interior meadow. So it's got a variety of habitat types which enable a diversity of wildlife to forage, to shelter, to nest. So it'll be a beautiful area to preserve as we work towards raising those matching funds. So stay tuned.
That's a lot of money.
It is, it is. But
Good
folks
luck.
have supported us before. We
Yeah,
hope they'll do so again.
I'm sure you always do. And now you have coming up something that I think is going to be really, really interesting, the Native American History Walk series.
Yes.
And you have two people with almost perfect backgrounds to lead those walks.
Yes.
When you told me what their backgrounds were.
Yes.
Amazing.
It is true.
12, somebody with 12 generations behind him, with the history that's in his family,
Yes.
and then a Native American Indian.
Yes, so
And that's terrific.
as you point out, the co-leaders of this Native American History Walk series, titled The First People, Before and After the First Encounter. This is an October walk series. We're partnering with the Land Trust in Truro and Wellfleet. We're going outside the borders of Harwich to check out some places up in the National Seashore. So the leaders are Todd Kelly, who's a 12th generation Cape Codder, and Marcus Hendricks, who is of Native American Wampanoag and Nipmuc heritage.
Terrific.
It's just amazing. So there's a picture of Marcus there on one of these very popular and intriguing Native American history walks. It's just a great partnership among Harwich Conservation Trust, Marcus, and Todd. And people have been really responding well. And this topic of Native American history and early colonial history, I might add, and the interactions between both, it really resonates with folks.
Yeah, I would think you'd get a lot of people signing up for these walks.
Yes.
Because it'd be great to see these
Yes.
and to know the
yes,
history.
Yes.
It's just
So
fantastic.
folks can find out more at our website,
Yeah.
harwichconservationtrust.org, and they can register there as well. The walks, this particular series, is $45 for the three walks. Whether you attend one walk or all three, we hope folks can attend all three to understand the full thread, the full storyline of what both Marcus and Todd have to share. But anyways, more details can be found on our website.
How long are these walks?
They're about 2 hours each.
Okay.
Fairly easy to moderate in terrain.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
National Seashore is always beautiful.
Oh, it is,
down there.
especially this time of year. These
Yeah.
will take place October 14th,
Yeah.
21st, and 28th.
Okay,
So it's
three
a
weeks,
series of Saturdays.
3 Saturdays in a row.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have another very important fundraiser.
Yes, thank you for
coming up
mentioning
at a wonderful restaurant here
Yes,
in Harwich.
yes, the port.
In Harwich Port,
Yes,
I should say.
Yes.
And,
The port
port
in
is a
Harwich
good-
Port, the Port Restaurant, Judd and Griffin Brackett, owners of the Port Restaurant, have graciously agreed to host our fall wine tasting dinner once again. It's been increasingly popular. Delicious food. You have a multi-course dinner, hors d'oeuvres before that. There's a wonderful photo by Nancy Shoemaker of some wine grapes.
Oh,
So just a good segue. There will be
Yeah.
a selection of fine wines donated by Orleans Wine and Spirits,
Okay.
with commentary provided about each of the wines. So you've got the wines, you have the hors d'oeuvres, the multi-course dinner, dessert, all taxes and gratuity included for $100 per person, which really is good value when
Yeah,
you take all
it
those things
is.
into account. And any of the proceeds help us continue our land-saving work. So
It's
it's a
great
great fundraiser for us as well.
Yeah, it's great that you get the donation of the wines.
Yes,
That's
right.
fantastic.
Exactly. Oh, very generous of Orleans Wine and Spirits.
This
Bob and Judy Valters.
Port
in
goes along
particular.
with that all right, huh?
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
It's a great partnership.
Well,
Right.
that's really great.
And again, details at our website.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you have a lot on your plate,
Yes.
along with trying to find a successor for Matt.
Yep,
Which
yep.
we
Stay tuned
wish
on
you
that.
good luck on
Sure.
that. We
Yes.
miss seeing Matt. He was
Yeah.
a very nice young man, and I'm sure very capable.
Yeah, and he's
And,
doing great in his new role at Chatham
That's
Conservation
great.
Foundation.
Well,
Yeah.
best of luck on all of these, Michael, and I hope everything goes well.
Thanks,
I'm sure
Ron.
it will.
We'll see you next time
Yeah,
around.
thank you. See you next month.
All right.
Oh boy, I'll tell you, Michael is just so knowledgeable.
Yes,
he really
he
is.
is.
He does
Yes,
a great
can't
job.
say it enough.
No, and Ron did a very nice job with
Yes,
that
he
interview. It was
did.
very
Yes.
informative. It was really good, very good. You've got some announcements there.
I do, and speaking of being informative, this is a difficult topic, but I'm going to do the best I can in presenting it in a manner that you will know what I'm talking about. Our town cemetery administrator, Robin Kelly, and the COA here in Harwich are presenting a very important luncheon. It's called a pre-planning luncheon, and it's going to be held on Monday, October 2nd, right here at the community center from 10 to 2 p.m. There will be presenters from 10 to 12, and then there will be a luncheon from noon to 1, and then after that, you will have some time to walk around the room and speak to the various people who will be talking about a very serious topic, but something that we need to face at any time in our life, really, because you never know when it's going to happen.
That's right.
And there will be speakers talking about the various components of planning for the finish line of life.
Right. The ultimate finish line.
Yes.
You know, it's going to happen to all of us.
Yes,
and
it
we may
is, and you
well-
might as well be
Might
prepared.
as well be prepared. And you know, you brought up a very good point, Eileen. You know, when this happens, so many people are unprepared.
Yes,
And all of a sudden, you're hit with so many different decisions.
yes, and you have the emotions of losing a loved one,
Right.
and you have to make these decisions that you hadn't really thought about. So it really is a good idea to
It's an
pre-plan.
excellent idea.
And we have some wonderful speakers, Kevin Grunwald, Robin Kelly, Judy Wilson, the Town of Harwich Council on Aging Director, Susan Jussel, our Harwich Town Nurse. There will be other people offering options of ways that they can help you when you are planning for the ultimate finish line.
Yeah, I mean, lately there's been a lot of people doing celebrations of life.
Yes,
And,
yes.
you know, they're going to show you how that can happen.
Yes,
And how
exactly.
to plan for that. And, you know, both traditional and non-traditional ceremonies or services. So I think, you know,
And
just...
this is a unique place as far as people of a certain age. They didn't grow up on the Cape. They
Right.
may have come from somewhere else. They may want to be buried off Cape.
Right.
But they still want to have something here for those who knew them here
Yeah.
to, you know, speak to the family and just have a celebration of their life as they knew them.
And when is this? Say it again. Eileen,
It's
when
going
it
to
is?
happen on Monday, October 2nd from 10 to 2. It's going to be right here at the community center, and you must sign up because the space is limited. So you do have to RSVP and you must sign up with the Council on Aging, not Robin Kelly, Council on Aging. And you can RSVP by calling 508-430-7550.
Very good.
And you can see the COA front desk for a complete list of the speakers and what they will be speaking about.
Very good.
Yes.
Now, I know when in your youth, you had an opportunity to teach archery.
Yes, I did, and it was very an unexpected moment
It was
when I was
unexpected.
Yeah, a camper, and I turned into an assistant camp
It-
counselor overnight for a
it's too
specific
bad.
reason that I can't talk about.
It's
but
too bad that this class didn't exist at
I
that time.
I know, but anyway, there is going to be a fall archery class, and I could have benefited from this. And it's going to be held on Saturdays from 11 in the morning to noontime, and it's for ages 7 and up. It's $75 per student. It begins on October 14th, and it will go through November 18th. It'll be October 14th, 21st, 28th, and then November 4th and the 18th. It will be held at the Veterans Memorial Recreation Field Complex with the Harwich Community Center Gym as a backup rain location. The class is limited to 10 participants, so if you want your child or grandchild to learn how to be an archer, you must sign up quickly.
Very good.
All right.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yes, yes.
Very good. Okay, thank you, Eileen.
And I would assume it's the Department of Recreation that they would sign up with.
I'm not sure, it doesn't say
Yes.
on there.
Yeah,
so,
but
you
I would
know,
assume that's who it is.
It
Yeah.
is, okay, very good.
Thank you.
There is a club, the Booster Club, that goes along with the Monomoy High School. And the Booster Club, of course, they support all of the sports programs. And as you know, sports can be so important for the youth. It does help them in many, many ways. I mean, I know it helped our kids tremendously going
did.
through, you know, middle school and high school and even elementary school. They're going to be embarking on a new effort here to raise some money for the Booster Club, and this is a very, very difficult thing to put together, but it's a lot of fun. It's going to be a golf tournament. The first annual Monomoy All Sports Golf Tournament is going to be held on Monday, October 9th at the Cranberry Valley Golf Course. They're very excited about this fundraiser because it's going to benefit the sports at Monomoy Regional High School. You know that they offer a great variety of sports, and all of the participating, so many kids participate in athletics, and they're counting on our support to support this golf tournament. They're going to have not only the golf tournament, it's going to have also, there's going to be a raffle, there'll be a silent auction, and I believe there's also going to be a dinner. So you get all of that. The cost is $125 per player, and that's to play around at Cranberry Valley. Now, if you've never played Cranberry Valley, you're in for a real treat. It's one of the best golf courses around. It's been rated nationally as probably one of the best municipal courses in the country, actually. So it's a great course, and this is an opportunity to play the course and to help a great cause, the Booster Club for Monomoy High School. Again, this is going to be starting. It's an 8:30 a.m. shotgun start. Dinner, raffle, and silent auction immediately after golf. Registration begins at 7:30 in the morning, and again, $125 a player, and this is happening Monday, October 9th.
And it sounds like a fun day that will help support our kids.
That's
and
for
our
sure.
town.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, really, that's really great. Now, as we know, we have had many very serious storms, and one of the most serious ones that has affected Florida tremendously is Hurricane Irma. And the sheriff's offices from all around are getting together to organize a collection for the victims of Hurricane Irma. Sheriff James M. Cummings is partnering with several other sheriffs to support Florida Sheriff's Association and the people of Florida in a collection effort of much-needed non-perishable items. There are thousands of people in Florida who lost everything from the devastation impact of Hurricane Irma. The items on the recommended list will bring comfort and safety to some of our most vulnerable citizens, said Sheriff Cummings when he volunteered to assist with this effort. Donations for this effort will be accepted in the lobby of the Barnstable County Sheriff's Office at 6000 Sheriff's Place in Bourne until Friday, October 6th. In addition to the Sheriff's Office, Harwich Police Department is also accepting donations. So, you know, this is an opportunity to help out those folks in Florida. And to get more information, you can go to the following link. You can make a financial donation by going to www.volunteerflorida.org/IRMA. And this is just an opportunity to help those folks down there. The sheriffs, a lot of sheriffs have gotten together to do this, and the Harwich Police Department is going to be a collection point for that.
Much needed. You know, there's so much media hype when these tragedies and disasters happen. And then after a couple of weeks, we kind of put it aside if we're not involved.
You know, that's
directly.
true. That's
And
very
we don't
true.
realize that there are people suffering, and we'll be suffering for a long time.
A long, long time. We
Yeah.
can't, you know, we just can't imagine. I mean, you know, we see it on TV and then it sort of just goes out of our mind and we just go along. So here's an
Is there a
opportunity.
list of needed items?
Yeah, there's a big long list of needed items. I won't read them all, but I mean, stuff you think of.
Toiletries, paper
you know,
towels.
Yeah, toiletries, paper towels. Even cat litter is one of the things on here.
Oh, I
Razors.
never think of that.
Yeah, no. Tin
School
foil.
supplies, yeah.
Gift cards. You know, things you wouldn't think of. So, you know, let's get on the bandwagon and help them out.
Yes, and I'm sure they have a list at the police station that you can get.
I'm sure, yes, I'm
Yeah.
sure they do. Okay, very good. Our next spot today is Community Center Update with Carolyn and Ron. Let's take a look.
Our second guest this morning is Carolyn Carey, who's the director of the Harwich Community Center. And Carolyn, you're here for your monthly update, right?
I guess I'm just always here. I heard you were here, so I jumped in.
Good, that's great. It's always nice to have you.
It's nice to be here. So look in front of me. I have so much to talk about. So
Good.
you know me. I'll just get
Yeah,
started.
that's great. Go right ahead.
We have so many programs coming up. Thanks for letting me come in. The first one is a series on honoring the stories. It's about writing and grief and loss. And that is a 5-week course, free. And you can come in, and it's from 2 until 3:30. I'll give the dates. It starts on September 29th, October 6th, the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th. Now, if you miss one, that's okay. You can still come into the others. So just so you know, we are doing that series, and it is with Beacon Hospice that we're doing that. But just something nice if you want to keep writing and, you know, moving through the process. This
Yeah,
is just another outlook for people. And if you need information, you can give us a call, 508-430-7568. Okay, one down.
One down. That sounds like a very nice one, too.
It is. I think it's important for people to be able to do those
Yeah,
kind
right,
of things.
right.
So the next one, also very nice. Touch a Truck. We're bringing over equipment from the police, fire, water, highway, golf, and all those big trucks and
boy.
equipment so that the kids
They'll
and
love
the,
it.
and the bigger kids, you know a lot of
I'll
those
be
bigger
out there,
kids.
too.
You'll be, that's right. I'll be right with you. And we have a special truck coming. The ice cream truck.
Oh, boy.
So you can get a free ice
Hey,
cream.
that's
Isn't that
great.
exciting? So this is another free event, and we're doing that with the Recreation Department as well. It will be, I feel funny saying, but it'll be where all the trucks are on the recreation side of the building in that parking lot. So you'll be able to park on the other side or maybe across the street because we don't want people parking where the trucks are so that everyone is safe. So this is the Touch a Truck event, and that is on October 14th at 11 to 2. So if you have any questions on that, pretty much if you have any questions on any of them, just give us a call. Touch a Truck.
Where I lived before, we used to have block parties, and we could get the fire department to bring a truck over, and the kids went crazy.
Isn't
over
it? I have to
Climbed all over it, they set off the sirens, and
They're so good here in
Yeah,
town too,
that's- yeah,
and the
that's-
police and
oh,
fire.
they are.
They really, they do such a good job too.
They
And you
do.
know what else is great is that while the kids are enjoying the trucks, and the parents get to learn more about the great services that those departments do. So
absolutely.
I like to highlight them all.
yeah,
So I'm
that's great.
happy to be working with them.
Yes.
So, okay. I feel like I'm the boutique. So this one is where you bring in your gently used costumes and you leave them with us. And then on October 20th, we will be having our boutique where you can come in and pick out a costume Everything is free. We do have refreshments that day. And I know that costumes can be pretty expensive, and kids wear them one day, and they don't want to be the same thing 2 years in a row. Every time I talk about this event, I just have to take a minute. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have to reflect on Bill Flynn. I can remember so many times we would sit and talk about costumes, and that his were all homemade, and so he is. I miss him often,
Me
but
too.
I
Every day.
especially miss him on this particular event when I start talking about all the costumes and things like that. So.
This is really great for the kids that can't afford new costumes.
They can
and
be expensive
oh,
too.
yes,
And even
it
if you
is.
can, if that's just
And
something.
they outgrow them so quickly.
Oh my
so
goodness, right, and you
they
wear
don't
them
want to
the
use
one
them
time.
again.
Right, right.
Unless
So,
they have younger siblings.
and we get wonderful donations. So this, we're telling you about the event, and we're also asking you for donations. So if you have some that you're not using, please bring them into us. We will make sure they get to a good home. Last year, we gave over 100 costumes
Wow,
away.
that's
Isn't that great? So
very
that
worthwhile.
You know that they're being
Terrific.
used.
Yeah,
So,
that's great.
miss you,
do
Bill. And then why don't I just mention that after you pick up your costume, you can be ready for the Halloween party. October 31st. So the building's 17 years old, and we've been having a Halloween party for 16 of those years. Every year it grows, and
good.
every year I think, okay, I think we're done. But then I'll get a wonderful story about someone who comes back from college or and says, oh, that was my favorite event. And so then I keep thinking, oh, we can't stop that. This is important to everyone in town. So once again, we'll be doing our Halloween party. It is on Halloween, starting at 4:30. We'll do the traditional trick-or-treating. We'll have a parade. There'll be prizes. Of course, there'll be the coloring contest. And although I don't have it as my prop today, probably because I thought you and I might snack on it, guess the candy corn, of
Oh,
course.
boy.
Yep. So that will be
You're
coming
lucky
up.
I haven't stolen that by now.
I know
Every
it.
time I go by, I'm tempted.
I know it.
I hope you will let me man a candy station again this year.
Every
I
year,
so enjoy
absolute-
that because to see the little kids in their costumes, it's wonderful. So it makes me feel really good to be there.
And that's,
Enjoy it.
it's such a great time. And I know
is.
some people say, I don't get kids in my neighborhood. Well, come on into
yeah,
us, because
oh,
we always have stations
yes.
for people to hand out candy. You can help with in the kitchen if you want. There's so many different volunteer opportunities on that day, and we're always looking for volunteers. So if you're interested, give us a call on that. But it is a great time.
And
Thanks for
I can
mentioning
guarantee
them.
that they will enjoy themselves as volunteers.
And I know that you mentioned the kids, but you've seen some of the parents dressed
Oh,
up
yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's really a great time.
Yeah.
Everyone gets into
And
it.
you have a nice parade of costumes. And it's
Absolutely.
really good. Well done, Carolyn.
Oh, you're
This is
so
great for the
kind.
kid. And it keeps them off the street, which is
Well, it's a
keeps them
safe
safe.
Halloween.
That's
It's
the
safe in
idea.
here. We
I
know
think
where the
that's
candy
wonderful.
comes from. We know where the
good for you.
food's coming from. It's always a great time.
Good.
So my last thing to mention is right over my head. I feel
Oh.
like Vanna White. Now I'm aging myself. Although she's still on. Ta-da! We have been requested by so many people. Do you have any of the sweatshirts in little kid sizes?
those are
The
nice.
answer is now yes. So we have them just in time for the cooler weather. Not that I'm rushing it. I'll take nice warm weather. But we do have children's sizes from extra small all the way up to large.
Wow.
So if you're looking for a sweatshirt for a young adult, a young child, definitely stop in. Sweatshirts are $25.
Good. Great buy.
Aren't they
That's
cute?
a great. They're really nice. Look like they're nice and warm too.
I know, they're cozy, and I think they'll be adorable on the
Oh,
little
yeah.
kids.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
you know, I'm not saying anything, but if you wanted to buy one for yourself and your child, what a cute picture that would be, wouldn't it? Matching little ensembles.
They all one color.
They are. They're all the navy blue with
okay.
white, with the
That's a nice
Harwich and the
color.
waves.
Good.
So, wow. All I
So
do
you
is
got a
talk.
lot going on as always, Carolyn.
It's always a good thing.
Yeah.
It is.
There's a lot
it
going
is.
on here at the community center.
And I would
It's
be
a
remiss.
great place to be.
I know that this has already been done, but I feel it very important to do so. I would like to personally thank the custodians, Dan and Mike, who worked at the Cranberry Festival. The building was open for the first time. That was a great success, but they really did a great deal of work to make sure that all the restrooms were clean and people were comfortable. And I really felt like on that day, I say it often, that this isn't my building, it's definitely the public's building. And it felt like they were getting to use part of their home, so we're happy about that. And thank you to the guys who
We're
worked so
fortunate
hard.
to have this building in this community. I
We
think it's
really
great.
are. It's been
Really
great.
is good. So, as always, you have a lot going on, and thank you very much, Carolyn. Good luck with everything.
Thanks, and we'll see you there, I'm
Good,
sure.
absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you, Carolyn she's just amazing. She's got so much enthusiasm.
I know,
and,
she's a bundle of energy,
yeah,
and
and
it shows in all the things that she plans
And
for
she's
us
got so many
here.
great people working with her here.
I know, yeah, that's very
between them, they
Yep.
make a great team.
They do.
And Halloween is always so much fun around here. It really is.
It is.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm sure the decorations will be going
Oh,
up
I'm
shortly.
sure. I'm sure. And Halloween will be that. She's been doing that party for 16 years.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
just amazing.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah, that is incredible. Wow. Well, you have an announcement there, Eileen?
I do. Do you feel you're spending too much for your prescription drugs? Well, let SHINE help you find the right Medicare drug plan. And SHINE is an acronym for Serving the Health Information Needs of Elders. The Medicare open enrollment runs from October 15th through December 7th. And the SHINE program provides free and unbiased health insurance counseling for Medicare beneficiaries of all ages. So please take advantage, and you can call the Harwich Council on Aging to schedule your own appointment by calling 508-430-7550.
Very good.
Yes.
Thank you. That's
A very important program.
it really
Yeah.
is. Yeah, very, very true. And there's been a lot of talk about the Cape Cod Regional Technical High School. The Cape Cod Regional Technical High School Building Committee is in existence, and they are trying to figure out, are they going to remodel the building? Are they going to build a new building? Just what is going to happen? On October 24th, 2017, there'll be a district-wide vote to approve the debt for a new building project. The Cape Cod Regional Technical School Building Committee thanks the community for the remarkable support that this project has received to date. Now, the region is several towns. It's Barnstable, Brewster, Chatham, Dennis, Eastham, Harwich, Mashpee, Orleans, Provincetown, Truro, Wellfleet, and Yarmouth. So it's a very wide piece of the Cape. And so this obviously is a huge project, and it's a big decision. So the Voter Information Committee Tech School Information Session is going to be aired here on Channel 18 on October 4th. The town clerk and the superintendent, Bob Sanborn, I guess, will be on that show. The vote is going to take place on October 24th. So to get some information, you can tune in on October 4th here on Channel 18. I don't know what the time for that is, but I'm sure it'll be on the scroll. You'll be able to see it. If you tune into Channel 18, it'll be on the scroll. So you'll be able to see when that is listed to get that information session. I think it would be a good idea to get as much information before you go in to make the vote on that.
And that includes the brochure you're holding, Jack.
And there is a brochure here, so, and I'm sure these are available. So, I think a well-informed voter is the way to go here.
And it's an important vote, guys.
It is a very important vote. So, again, be informed.
And there's two parts to it, so I
Yes,
think
yeah.
it's important that you find out what they are.
Find
all
out
about.
what's going on. That's very, very true.
It's always good to know what's going on.
This is true. And there is a lot going on
Yes,
here
there
in
is.
Harwich as well as all over the Cape. And that is our show for this week, folks. We really appreciate you on behalf of all of us here at Channel 18. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, and please take advantage of everything we've told you about.
And take care, everybody. Bye-bye for
Bye.
now.